Hello and welcome to Arab Business. Lebanon's public revenues are expected to surge to 16 trillion Lebanese pounds in 2014, posting double-digit growth from 14.2 trillion liras last year, the country's finance minister Ali Hassan Khalil predicted in a speech at the opening ceremony of the Union of Arab Banks annual conference in Beirut. The Lebanese government has already reported a huge primary surplus of $579 million in the first 6 months of 2014, compared with a much smaller surplus of $16.5 million over the same period last year. Morocco's Investment Ministry Minister Moulay Hafid Alami says the country plans to boost state spending in support of industry and reform regulations as part of an effort to double foreign direct investment by 2020. Unlike many Arab economies, Morocco managed to avoid a big drop in foreign direct investment in the wake of the global financial crisis and the Arab Spring uprisings of 2011, partly by marketing itself as an export base for Europe, the Middle East and Africa. FDI inflows are now running at an annual rate of about 4 billion euros, higher than pre-crisis levels of around 3 billion. An advisory body to Oman's government has suggested sweeping spending cuts and tax rises, including a levy on liquefied natural gas exports, to cope with the hit to state revenues from the plunge in oil prices. The Shura Council has suggested reforms to expand Oman's non-oil tax revenues, including an expansion of tax categories, a review of tax rates, the addition of new tax sources, and improvements to the efficiency of tax collection. The Council's Economic and Financial Committee also recommended imposing a 2% tax on the remittances back to their home countries of the more than 1 million foreign workers in Oman, which would generate about 62 million riyals. Moving on to Kuwait, US petrochemicals giant Dow Chemical Company is now pulling out of Kuwait, but it's shifting strategy, its chief executive said after the company announced plans to reduce its equity positions in all of its Kuwaiti ventures. Asked about Dow's strategy in Kuwait, Chief Executive Andrew Liveris, speaking on the sidelines of a conference in Dubai, said his company was moving from doing commodities just for commodity's sake. Dow Chemical announced earlier this month that as part of a $7 to $8.5 billion divestiture plan, it would reduce its equity positions in all of its Kuwaiti ventures in order to release capital for other strategic purposes. And finally, Dubai developer Nakheel has signed a 150 million dirhams contract for the Boardwalk, a new 11-kilometer waterfront attraction on Palm Jumeirah. Contractor Overseas AST company has been appointed to build the Boardwalk, and work is scheduled to begin by the end of this month, with completion in mid-2016. The Boardwalk will transform Palm Jumeirah's 11-kilometer breakwater into a retail destination, which will be accessible from 14 points along its existing sidewalk. That was it. For more updates, please visit us on levant.tv. We'll be with you again tomorrow with some more from the business world in the Middle East.